In my hands right here are the brand new Wilson DYNAPWR Max irons. When you pull them out your bag for the very first time, they scream easy to hit, confidence inspiring, and like they're going to make golf fun. So let's put them through their paces on TrackMan to see if they deliver on those 3 claims. Oh, and by the way, they look absolutely lovely too. Let's get stuck in. Right, before we start hitting shots with the Wilson DYNAPWR Max irons, I just want to tell you a little bit about the key bits in construction and the looks of these irons. Now there's 2 things that Wilson are talking to us about. In this version of the iron, they've been able to take weight away from the heel of the club, and that's allowed them with the other bits of technology to redistribute it around the different parts of the face to also try and maximize the ball speeds, maximize the distances, and also improve the sounds and the feels with these irons. Now in terms of how they look, there's no getting away from the fact this is a super chunky golf iron, but it is incredibly confidence inspiring. So if you are a new golfer or a beginner golfer, I think you'll pick these up and go, these are going to be easy to hit. I can hit some good shots with these. And the reasons for that are, whether it's the 5 iron, the 7 iron, or the pitching wedge, there's a real large amount of offset with these irons, which again just inspires confidence and forgiveness. In terms of that top line, it's incredibly thick. Again, it doesn't matter if that's 5 iron, 7 iron, or pitching wedge. And in terms of when we flip it over and look at the sole, these are some of the chunkiest soles that I've seen on golf irons available on the market today. But again, in terms of that turf interaction, fat shots, thin shots, real confidence inspiring that you're going to get so much forgiveness out of these irons. Now considering how chunky this iron is, I do think it is still a really good looking golf club with that high sort of steel finish, and also we've got that little bit of carbon infill, the DYNAPWR logo, the Wilson shield on the back. It just looks like a really good looking golf iron, and I think they'll have lots of bag appeal to lots of golfers down there, as well as being confidence inspiring. So for me here, as I'm stood here just about to start hitting some shots, I feel like these are going to be easy to hit, and I feel like I'm going to get some real confidence about them quickly, and I think they're going to be great fun for me. So let's start hitting some shots. Right, so before we start hitting shots with the 7 iron, I have already benchmarked with my own 7 iron just for comparison purposes against my other videos today, and also I have hit some shots with the pitching wedge and the 5 iron, which I'll show you those data sets at the end. My first impressions are incredibly easy to hit. Now we've already spoke about the looks, they won't appeal to lots of golfers, but for the golfer that needs a golf club that's easy to hit and just so simple to make this game, they definitely do it, because I don't hit a 5 iron, and I've hit some great numbers with a 5 iron, and it was really impressive how towering the ball flight was with that club too. As for the wedge, it just felt like I couldn't miss. So let's see if this 7 iron sits somewhere in the middle. Oh, it's a huge pull, first one out the gate, but it's gone so high, but so right. But that's impressive. Now, I've filmed, this is the 3rd or 4th video I'm filming today. I'm having a bit of a marathon filming session in the bay because I haven't been able to film for a couple of weeks, and that's 109 of ball speed. My club head speed is definitely down versus the first videos I filmed today, so we need to bear that in mind. But 152 of carry, spinning at 5.3 for a game improvement iron is super impressive. Again, the launch, the height, the land angle are good. We'll expect a little bit more when we square this up a little bit, so let's just try and do that. Oh my God, that's so high. And so easy. And you know what? Again, a couple of shots in with the 7 iron definitely feels the case throughout. They feel really good. One of the things with a game improvement iron is they normally feel really firm. These don't feel as firm as some game improvement irons. They still feel like they've got a bit of feedback off of the face. And 108 of ball speed, carrying at 151 again. I think that spin rate's near identical, 5.385. Launch, peak height, land angle, pretty good. Again, anything above 90 feet is good for me. I do get 100 feet when I've got my club head speed up there, but that's really impressive. Now I know, if you've watched my channel for some time, you'll know, big fan of Wilson over the last couple of years, like Cobra, like Cleveland. You know, golf is expensive. We want as many people to play the game as we can. We want golf clubs to feel a little bit more affordable. Wilson do that, and that's why I really like them if the performance matches. And yeah, these are effortless. This is the sort of set of clubs I would love to be given when I'm on a golf trip and I've got a higher set. Just pick them up, effortless, easy. Another nice swing. Yeah, there we go. 154 of carry, 110 of ball speed. Still off of a slower swing for me. Still spinning at 5.1 though. Maybe not like the highest, again, considering we've got 30 degrees of loft, maybe not the highest game improvement iron that I've ever tested, but they've definitely got spin on them, and that's how they're going to stop from that spin rate. Oh my God. That's a golf shot. They feel great. I really love the feel of them. I really do. Look at that as well. 154 again, like for how slow I'm swinging it now, that's a really good number for me. 4.6 a spin, slightly high on the face. I'm going to put it out there and say one of, if not the best game improvement irons I've tested lately. And for how chunky they are and who they're targeting, that's a bonus if you get that with them as well. Look at that, I'm trying to just, because I'm so tired, I've hit probably about 120 shots over the space of about an hour and a half with a number of clubs. I'm trying to really get my club head speed back up and go after one, get it into the 80s, just to get this number back to what I know it's capable of when I'm flushing it and I've got good speeds. 154 of carry there, of 109 of ball speed, much more what I'm expecting to see, and a spin rate that I was expecting to see as well out of this club. Like some of the high spinning ones I'm so impressed with, but that is costing me a little bit of distance. Club head speed's up a little bit, and then I've hit it a little bit heavy, but we've got 155 of carry again, off 108 of ball speed. Because it's a little bit heavy, you can see the spin rates drop down, and that's a number I'd probably be happy with, because especially considering how high it's going, I want to see that number out of it all the time, which again, look, we'll take the fact that I'm able to get more spin out of it, because that's normally a criticism of many game improvement irons, is that you can't. So high. It's so straight as well. Like I keep saying this, but I don't feel like I can not hit it straight. I really don't. And there we go, another one where I've really just trying my best to hit these as fast as I can at the end. 153 of carry, 160 of total. Reached that magic 100 feet again, but so straight. It might be the best golf shot I've hit with it, if it's fast enough. Really good. Ball speed 108, nice centered strike, 150 of carry. Spinning at 5441. Launch 23 degrees, peak height 96 feet, landing at 49. Really good. Right, just enjoying hitting it though. They're so easy to hit. That's my overriding opinion. So easy to hit, so straight as well, like straight and easy. Two words that I think most golfers would like to say about their golf clubs. They go straight and they're easy to hit. That's the two things I can say about these in the bay. And they go so high like that golf shot. It's just outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. 109 of ball speed, 152 of carry, totaling 159, spinning at 5269, launching at 24, peak height 102, landing at 50 degrees. Right, so done hitting shots with the Wilson DYNAPWR Max. Probably a good thing that I hit them at the end of my marathon filming session today, because like I say, my club head speed was down a little bit and probably closer to the target golfer here in the sort of high 70s rather than the low 80s. But first impressions, super easy to hit, whether that's 5-iron, 7-iron, pitching wedge, the whole set is super easy to hit. Very straight, and some really good numbers. My first impressions are they're quite a high spinning game improvement iron, particularly in my hands, and maybe therefore not the longest, but the amount of stopping power, control you're going to get out of them is really mind-blowing. But let's go home and let's dissect all of that TrackMan data to see how good these Wilson DYNAPWR Max irons really are. Right, now that I've hit the shots, it's time to deep dive into all of that TrackMan data. Now, starting on the left-hand side, you'll see that despite a slightly higher club head speed, my average ball speed of 108.4 mile an hour was slightly lower with the Wilson DYNAPWR Max, and as a result, the smash factor was a little bit lower than my player's distance Mizuno JPX 923 forged. Just to bring that to life for you, I can show you my strike locations here. You can see it was very centered with the Wilson DYNAPWR Max, if not a little bit on the thinner side, versus that slightly more centered higher up the face strike with my own Mizuno. Spin rates were circa 400 RPM lower with the Wilson DYNAPWR Max, however that was high for a game improvement iron in my hands, and as you saw in the bay there were instances where the spin rates did exceed 5000 RPM, which was off of a mat, so if we add the extra 1000 RPM that you get off of the grass, that would have been an incredibly good spin rate for a game improvement iron. One of the strengths of the Wilson DYNAPWR Max was that ball flight, and that's backed up here in the data, with launch angles 1.9 degrees higher, peak heights reaching 4.8 feet higher, and land angles 0.9 degrees steeper than with my own Mizuno JPX 923 forged. Just to show you the side-on view there, you can actually see, unfortunately TrackMan flipped the colours around here, but in the red shots you can see the Wilson DYNAPWR Max was delivering a really nice high consistent towering ball flight. The Wilson DYNAPWR Max carried 0.5 yards shorter on average than my own Mizuno. However, it was a much larger data set. In terms of stopping power, the stronger ball flight of the Wilson allowed it to stop after 9.3 yards, which is really good for a game improvement iron. However, it was marginally more rollout than I got from my own Mizuno, which stopped after 8.9 yards. Just to bring to life again those dispersion patterns for you, again you can see here in the red circle the Wilson DYNAPWR Max. Bigger data set, it's very similar in terms of front to back, but it actually was tighter left to right off of a bigger batch of shots. And I kept talking about in the bay how it felt like it was really easy to hit it straight. You can see that most of those shots are bunched up in the same real tight pattern just down the right hand side. The other thing that I did get an opportunity to do, where Wilson sent me the 5-iron and the pitching wedge as well, is I got to hit some shots with that, and I did that off of camera shortly before I started filming just to capture some data sets for you. Now I've got that data on screen for you right now, and you can pause the video here and dissect this in a little bit more detail to get your own conclusions out of it. But the key call outs for me, other than actually how straight they were to hit and how easy they were to hit, that was just a theme throughout the whole testing. But in terms of the data sets, the pitching wedge was how high the spin rate was and how strong that stopping power was. So hitting this into a green, it's going to stop incredibly quickly. And with the 5-iron, I don't normally game a 5-iron because I struggle to get them in the air and generate enough speed out of them. What you could actually see was just how impressive that peak height of 91 feet was. It was just behind the 7-iron, and also how good that spin rate is. 3,800, yes, it is a low spin rate, but compared to some game improvement irons, I usually see that out of the 7-iron when I'm testing it just around the 4,000 mark. We saw that here out of a 5-iron. Now, in terms of the gapping between the 7-iron and the 5-iron, we can see the total distance was spot on at 23.2 yards. That's perfect for a 2-club gap. But in a perfect world, I would have liked to have seen an extra 1 or 2 yards of carry and a fraction less rollout. But that's just me personally. And every golfer will get some slightly different results. I really am nitpicking to be calling out 1 to 2 yards. So now that I've hit the shots and dissected all that TrackMan data, I think I'm in a position to offer my final thoughts on the Wilson DYNAPWR Max irons. These irons in my hand are incredibly easy to hit, they feel absolutely fantastic, and they deliver some really good numbers and a straight ball flight compared to lots of other game improvement irons that I've tested. They also offer a really good spin rate and a package that I think looks incredibly good compared to how chunky these irons actually are when you've got them in your hands. I do think they also inspire a lot of confidence because of that construction, and I therefore think they'll appeal to lots of high handicap golfers and beginner golfers looking for their first set of irons, and I definitely think you should be putting these on your test list if you fall into either of those two categories. Now, the couple of considerations I would make about these irons is that spin rate is incredibly good for a game improvement iron, but it does mean they aren't the absolute power bats or the longest game improvement irons that I've ever tested. So if you really do want your irons to maximize distance over everything else, I do think there are some other options available on the market today that may appeal to you a little bit more than the DYNAPWR Max. But if you're looking for that overall package of good distance, easy to hit, easy to launch, and some stunning looks in some confidence inspiring profiles, then I definitely think these could be a great iron for you. Now, if you've got some value out of this video and you'd like to return the favour, it's as simple as hitting that thumbs up button. That lets YouTube know that golfers just like you may be interested in watching this video. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, hi, I'm Luke, the Weekend Tour Pro. You can hit that button on screen right now, just like Granty1954. Granty's been subscribed to the channel for some time now, and he's been absolutely excellent in the comment section lately, including on my Wilson Triad golf ball review video. So if you haven't watched that yet, check that out as well. Equally, if you may be interested in watching a couple of my other videos, there's a couple of options popping up for you on screen right now. Press one of those and you'll be taken to it straight away. Thanks for watching, have a great day, goodbye.